friends, I have a question for you. Have you ever had a fight with your parents? Please raise your hands. Yes, we all do. And have you ever felt like your parents were driving you crazy and making you want to slam the door and go away? Have you? Yeah, please raise your hands. I had such a fight with my father once, and it turned out to be the fatal one in my life. Let me share my story with you. On this beautiful and sunny day of June 2006, I went to my ballroom dance classes, not expecting anything horrible or strange to happen. I wore a short skirt and I let my long and thick hair down like a chick. And I was 14, so I was kind of chick. So yeah, and after the class in the evening, suddenly it started to rain, and it was a heavy rain. I felt kind of disturbed because I never liked rain. I thought that rain was a sign of something bad coming. So when I went outside, I saw him, my father, my hero, my love, my father. He was sitting in his car with angry face and waiting for me. While driving, he scolded me for wearing such short clothes. Now I understand that he was actually worried that I might get sick. And he shouted at me, and we got into a huge fight. So when we entered home, and I immediately ran to my room. I was furious. I thought that my father was wrong. I didn't even want to talk to him at that moment. I hated him at that moment. And at that night, my father was going to go to a business trip in his car. So at the last moment when he was about to leave the house, I decided to swallow my pride and wish him a successful trip. So I stood up, I approached him, and I said, with my red eyes, I said, "Bye, Father." And guess what? He never came back home from that trip. This situation changed my life completely. I started to think about all the amount of time and love we dedicate to our parents. And nowadays we're so busy working, studying, making a huge and brilliant career that sometimes we don't have time for our parents. And most of us, some of us maybe, take our parents for granted. And we forget about all the sacrifice they have made for us in order to rise us up. They say mother's job is the toughest job on earth. I think Indira will understand. Yeah, because I agree with that, and here's why. When we were children, our mothers worked 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 12 months a year standing on her feet. And in order to, she gave all the attention, all her love to raise us. And secondly, they didn't have a break. They had no time for sleep because, the little child needs attention all the time, crying, So you do all things for him. You sleep after he sleeps, you eat after he eats, and etc. And even not talking about vacations. Sometimes, when I complain about my office job, my aunt says, when you become a mother, your office job will be like a vacation for you. So I think that she's right. And lastly, of course, mothers, they got paid absolutely nothing. Say they work for free and pro bono, like nowadays people say. And they continue to do that for us. They continue to care for us. And now let's talk about our job, especially about our bosses, how they appreciate and how they care for us. We work approximately 7-8 hours a day. And our bosses, if we are lucky enough, they will give maybe maximum 1 hour of his time to us. They always want something from us. Do this, do that, finish that report, and blah, blah, blah. So, of course, our bosses, they don't give up their personal life for us. And in fact, they don't even care about our personal life. But still, every time we're with them, we're so polite. We're like smiling, we talk with respect, and sometimes we get nervous in front of them, and we're afraid to make them angry, even though they're strangers to us. And on the other hand, we can easily argue with our parents. Sometimes we don't answer their phone calls, and sometimes even ignore them when we are in a bad mood, even though we know that they are the closest people on earth to us. Don't you think that this is unfair? Then why do we go above and beyond to make some strangers happy, but forget to pay more attention to our parents? I'm not saying to quit your job. I'm not saying to sit with your parents all day long. I just want you to remember that they need us more than anybody else in this world. And remember that they're not getting younger day by day. They need our love, they need our support, they need our attention and help. So my friends, make time, talk to them, take them to lunch, laugh with them, hug them more often. Be thankful for having them, appreciate them, before it's too late. You can show your gratitude by taking small, simple steps, like you can call once in a while to your parents and say, I love you, or just ask them how they're doing. I think they will appreciate that, because you will never get other parents. They're the only parents you have in this life. And in conclusion, coming back to my story with my dad, I would like to say that if that night I didn't have courage and guts to stand up and approach him, I would have never forgiven myself. I would have regretted for this for the rest of my life. That was just my story.